Hello everyone, welcome to my series on how to get faster at 3x3. This one's going to be crosses, and I'm basically just going to talk about how I execute my cross, and the best way to do it, and the best way to go from your from the cross to the first pair. To make this easy, I'm going to just do the white cross, and okay, so let's get started. So, the first case is one of the, I think this is sort of like a kind of a tough case, because it's an easy general cross, but you know, it's a bit tougher to execute because of the way things are set up. Now, I know that, you know, these are opposites. If I put this down, these are going to be opposite. Problem is, I'd either have to do a D2, which I'll show you in the next one, or I'd, you know, have to insert and then do M2, U2, M2. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually to finger check this the best way and to also preserve the pair in the back, the blue, or red, green. And so I'm going to put this down, do that and do a D at the same time, and then almost sledgehammer it like that. And now I'm across. Now the rotation there is, you know, sometimes I do that in crosses, but that was mostly to preserve this pair. And this pair is already made, but I didn't plan for that, so that was just lucky. So that's, you know, that's my first pair. The other way to do it, and I don't exactly advise this because it's a bit, it's kind of a hindrance to do this. And what you could do is just I could have inserted it like that, and then move this down, which causes no rotation, but then I have to do that at the end to orient all the pieces. Or I could wait until the end to do that. It makes no difference. And, you know, I really don't have any other pairs. So, but, you know, this is my first pair. But, you know, that's the first one. So, okay, so the second scramble is going to be where you don't really have a whole lot to work with. And so you just kind of need to, you know, work with it. But one important thing to keep in mind with crosses is that at all times you should know exactly what you're going to do before you execute your cross. You don't really have to plan the first pair most of the time, but it helps to. But you should always know exactly what you're going to do. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to do it fast, and it's going to be kind of weird, but I'm going to do it really quickly, and then I'm going to slow it down. So I'm just going to solve my cross here. So I'm crossing the bottom. And what I did was, I see all four cross pieces in the same general place. And basically what I have with this kind of cross, these crosses have a lot in common where you have like nothing, but usually they're all in such a way where you can do it in an easy way. This is my go-to piece because it's the closest one that I can line up with its respective position. So, I can line that up, and that's basically my first move. And I started from this side, so I don't really need to worry about it. This is the piece. And then when I do a D prime to get this in its place, I can move this over. So basically what I did was my first move was an R. And then I do a D prime, and at the same time I'm doing a D prime, I can do U to put this in place when I sledgehammer that. And at that point, I put this in the back, do another D prime, and then sledgehammer it. And that was basically the quickest way to do that kind of cross. And it's really not hard to plan that out. You really just need to think about it. And this is where inspection comes in handy a lot. This is where you really plan what your cross is going to do. If it's a cross card like this and you can only do one or two colors, it really, really helps to know this. And the last case is going to be where, again, where you don't really have a lot to work with, but nothing's in a good place. So, okay, so I've just inspected this cube. Okay, I see exactly what I'm going to do. So again, I have my first piece where I can line it up, and then I also have this where I'm going to do a D. So right off the bat, I know that I'm going to end up doing a D, and I don't have to worry about that. It's already over there. I did an R and then a D. Or actually, yeah, at the same time, I'm also going to do a U prime, so I can do the same sledgehammer trick. Sledgehammer, do U, L. Easy. Okay. Another way I could have done that is, well, there's really not that many other ways, but yeah. I mean, yeah, not really much else I can do, but yeah. So again, find your piece, find your, you know, the easiest one that I can orient. I can, you know, so I could have started with blue, but it would have been a little tougher. So I could have done, yeah. All right, so RD sledgehammer. So there we go. So that's going to be the cross video. I know this was kind of complicated, but a lot is just sort of practicing and, working with it. But, there's no substitute for practice. So yeah, just, you kind of just get into these tricks. And another good thing to get into is, learning about the little buffer trick sort of thing. I'll go into more detail in a later video, but that's just a basic rundown. So, yep, see you in the next video.